What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video today. And today we're bringing you guys our Clemson Wake Forest preview prediction video. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. Help me reach that goal of 8,000 subscribers by the end of October. Check out the description for links to our shop, podcast, website, Patreon page, and our college football roundup channel. Also, for you guys out there who love sports betting, then check out Parlay Play. They offer the best picks in the industry. Use the link below at the top of the description to sign up today and receive a 100% deposit match on your first deposit, as well as $5 free play. We got college football every single day until sometime late November. So a lot of games to get in on, a lot of games to get picked. All you got to do is as simple as this: take over, under on your favorite player stats for the game. It's that easy. Check out that link at the top of the description to sign up today. That's Parlay Play. Check them out. But let's go ahead and jump in to today's video. So a look at this Clemson Wake Forest game. Wake Forest coming off of a win on the road at NC State last week, 34-30. Clemson coming off a win at Florida State, 29-13. So the Demon Deacons return home. The Tigers on the road again. Clemson comes into this game 4-1 on the year, 3-0 in the ACC, come in as the 10th ranked team in the country. Wake Forest 2-3 on the year, 1-1 in the ACC. They won their first game. They won their most recent game. So they're trying to get back on the right track here for this one. The spread is Clemson -20, over/under set at 60.5. This will be 12 o'clock game on ESPN. A look at the series history between these two teams coming into this one. Clemson is 71-17-1 all-time versus Wake Forest, 27-10-1 all-time on the road at Wake Forest and Winston-Salem. A little interesting fact that I did find while I was looking at the series history between these two teams. In 1982, Clemson beat Wake Forest 21-17 in Tokyo, Japan, in the Mirage Bowl. So that was a little interesting fact. And in 82, these two teams played in Japan against each other. You look, Clemson's won 15 straight against Wake Forest. The last time they lost was with Tommy Bowden as head coach. Dabo's 15-0 all time against the Demon Deacons. He's never lost. And you look at the last game these two teams played against each other in Wake Forest. It was a classic. It was a great game. Clemson outlasted the Demon Deacons 51-45 in double overtime. In that game, DJ threw for 371 yards and 5 touchdowns. Sam Hartman, 337 and 6 touchdowns. So it was, a great game for the quarterbacks. A very entertaining game. A rough game for the defenses. And Clemson able to get the win in double overtime. They had 559 total yards of offense in that game. So hopefully the offensive performance for Clemson will translate to this game. And they can keep that going. Hopefully the defense will play a little bit better. But that was back with Sam Hartman. They had Wake Forest was actually ranked then. So Wake Forest isn't quite the same team they were then. I'd argue Clemson's probably better than they were then. But yeah, hope to keep that offense rolling this time in Wake Forest. So you look at the keys to the game for the Tigers. Number one key to the game is be aggressive offensively. To me, against Florida State, I wasn't too pleased in that one. I think we looked a little relaxed and sluggish against the Seminoles. I wasn't too impressed. I mean, we only put up 29 points on them. This was a team who hasn't been very good all season. Only beat them by 16. I mean, a win's a win. You'll take it. You're not going to be upset about it. But to me, they just look sluggish. I mean, this is a team who SMU put up 42 on the week before. Boston College put 20. Boston College put up, you score one more point against them than Boston College did. Like, I would have liked to have seen Clemson come out and put up at least 35. But it didn't happen. But again, you don't want to, you're not upset about it. We still got the win. In the end, that's all that matters. Whether you win by 100 or you win by 1, it's still a win. So you'll take that. No complaints about getting a win there. But to me, they just, especially in that second half, they just look so relaxed, so conservative. They weren't really pushing the ball down the field much anymore. So I didn't like that at all. And when you look too, I mean, in that game offensively, it wasn't the best game. I mean, Cade's numbers weren't bad in that one. He wasn't bad. I mean, 19 of 33, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, but the dude wasn't good either. I mean, you look, it's like a lot of the passes were high. A few to Antonio Williams were high. I mean, even the one Antonio Williams caught and scored the 57-yard touchdown on, that was a terrible pass. Just got lucky with it. That's not one you want him to keep throwing. He had a few of those that were just like, yeah, that he completed. There was another one, I believe, to Josh Sapp, who was like into triple coverage. Somehow he caught the football. It was a terrible decision. It was a great pass, terrible decision. I still don't know how he caught the football. But it's like you got to be smarter. You can't make those throws. Even though you completed the passes, you got to be smarter because you're not always going to get that lucky. Sometimes you're going to, the next time you try it may end up being an interception. And that's not something you want to do. So, be smarter and be aggressive offensively. Second key to the game for me is the defensive line needs to stop the run in this game. Wake Forest is not great offensively. Not a whole lot of weapons, but Claiborne at running back is a solid weapon for them. Damon Claiborne, he's their leading rusher on the year, 81 carries for 471 yards and 6 touchdowns. So you gotta stop the run. I mean, Bachmeier's been good too. Don't get me wrong, 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. But this team is not going to be able to compete offensively if you can stop the run, and that's what they're going to have to do. Last week against Florida State, did a great job of stopping the run. They held the Seminoles to just 22 yards on the ground on 23 carries, so less than a yard a carry. But the week before, they did struggle against Stanford. So, you want them to come in, just shut the run down. And also, speaking of this defense, too, this is a team that gives up some second-half points. They've been known for that so far this season. They'll be blowing teams out and give up some points in the second half. Now, part of that is because some of these teams have their starters in against second and third string guys. But part of it is the starters letting up points. So that's something you got to shore up as well. Don't let them get back in it or get any hope. Cover the spread. But stopping the run is going to be a big part of that. You got to find a way to make them one-dimensional. That just makes your job easy if you can do that. If you can stop the run, it'll be an easy day for the defense. They're going to pass. They're not much of a threat. So let's do that. D-line needs to stop the run. Number 3 is don't try and get too flashy. Just play smart. That's all you got to do is just play smart. Because when you look at this team, it's Wake Forest is probably not going to be able to compete. Now, I don't want to speak too much because anything can happen. You still got to play the game. But if you just come out and you play smart, you don't shoot yourself in the foot, you're going to win this game pretty easily. So that's all Clemson needs to do. Don't try and be flashy. Try all this trickery, all this stuff, which they're not usually known for. But nobody needs to play hero ball. It's against Wake Forest. I think Clemson will be all right. So now on to the score prediction. So like I said earlier, the spread is Clemson favored by 20 points. The over-under set at 60.5. I think the over hits. I think Clemson covers the spread. I have the Tigers winning this one 52-23. I think it's going to be a big day offensively for the Tigers. Again, giving Wake Forest a little more points just because we do tend to give up some second half points. So I think that Wake Forest can get some more. But yeah, 52-23 is my score prediction. So that's going to wrap today's video up. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. Again, help me reach that goal of 8,000 subs by the end of October. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.